This text presents 10 children suffering from rare pathologies, symbolizing resilience in the face of medical adversity. Through these factual accounts, we explore their complex challenges while highlighting the vital importance of awareness and access to specialized care. Don't forget to subscribe for more educational and fascinating videos. Number 10. Bayezid. Hossein Bayezid Hossein, a young boy from Bangladesh, was born with a rare condition similar to progeria, causing accelerated aging of his skin and joints from early childhood. At just 4 years old, his physical appearance was that of an elderly man, leading to painful social marginalization within his local community, where residents avoided him out of fear of the unknown. Despite chronic pain and hard difficulties related to his condition, Bayezid showed a quickness of spirit and intelligence well above average. His family struggled relentlessly to obtain supportive care, navigating between poverty and a lack of specialized resources. The rarity of his case attracted international specialists seeking to understand the mechanisms of premature cellular aging, as his tissues showed signs of senescence normally observed in octogenarians. This tragic situation highlights the urgency of better management for genetic diseases in developing countries, where families often remain isolated in the face of medical mysteries and a lack of adapted infrastructure. Number 9. Hong Hong. Hong Hong, born in Hunan Province, China, was diagnosed at birth with severe polydactyly, manifested by the presence of 15 fingers and 16 toes. Although polydactyly is relatively common, with an incidence of about 1 in 1,000 births, Hong Hong's case was exceptionally complex due to the structure of his hands. He had 2 palms on each hand, but lacked functional opposable thumbs. The absence of opposable thumbs constitutes a major obstacle to fine motor development and future autonomy, making surgical reconstruction not only aesthetic but functionally essential. The complexity of the intervention, including the removal of extra digits and the reconstruction of thumbs, involved substantial medical costs exceeding his parents' financial capacity. Thanks to a massive crowdfunding campaign and the generosity of anonymous donors around the world, surgeons were able to proceed with high-precision operations to give him the chance to use his hands normally in the future. These interventions required entirely recreating tendons and nerves to ensure fine mobility, radically transforming his functional prognosis. Number 8. Cassidy Hooper. Cassidy Hooper, from Charlotte, North Carolina, represents a remarkable example of tenacity in the face of an extremely rare congenital malformation characterized by the absence of eyes and a nose at birth. Despite the magnitude of her initial physical challenge, she adopted an inspiring philosophy. I don't need it to be easy, I just need it to be possible. Her journey required multiple reconstructive surgeries, including skin and bone grafts taken from her ribs, to create a functional nasal structure over the years. Beyond physical reconstruction, Cassidy excelled academically, earning an associate degree while developing her autonomy by traveling alone for her studies at the School for the Blind. Her courage in the face of outside stares and her ability to express herself with confidence before cameras transformed her disability into a powerful message of self-confidence. She is currently pursuing her dreams in the field of broadcasting, proving that self-perception is far more fundamental than the physical vision of the world around us. Number 7. Noah Wall. The story of Noah Wall, born in England with a severe form of spina bifida and hydrocephalus, was initially marked by an extremely bleak diagnosis. His brain represented only 2% of its normal size. His parents, Shelley and Rob Wall, courageously chose to continue the pregnancy despite repeated recommendations for termination from doctors who gave him no chance of survival. After his birth in 2012, Noah underwent urgent surgeries to close his spinal opening and install a shunt to manage intracranial pressure. The staggering fact occurred over the following years. Thanks to surgical decompression, Noah's brain began to develop, reaching nearly 80% of its expected size by the age of 3. Noah now participates in intensive rehabilitation programs and is even learning to walk with the help of supports, demonstrating a cognitive vitality that has literally left neurology experts without a definitive scientific explanation. His exemplary resilience has become a fascinating global subject of study regarding brain plasticity and the untapped potential of the central nervous system. Number 6. Jackson Buell. Jackson Buell, born in Orlando, Florida in 2014, presented a rare brain malformation known as microhydranencephaly, resulting in the absence of about 80% of his brain and skull. Initial prognosis predicted survival for only a few days, but Jackson defied all medical statistics, thanks to the constant care of his loved ones. Jackson lived for more than 5 years, becoming a global symbol under the name Jackson Strong. His parents chose to document his interactions and smiles, which helped rally an online support community to help them cope with his complex care. Every small victory, such as saying "mama" or recognizing his toys, was celebrated as an immense neurological feat by his family and thousands of supporters. His existence forced the medical world to rethink the limits of human consciousness and the intrinsic value of life, even when deprived of its basic physiological structures, leaving a legacy of unconditional love after his passing in 2020. Number 5. Vanellope. Hope Wilkins Vanellope, born in the United Kingdom in November 2017, became famous for surviving ectopia cordis, a condition where the heart beats outside the chest cavity without any bony protection. This pathology, which is extremely rare, is often fatal before or shortly after birth, making her survival almost miraculous in the eyes of science. At the time of her birth by caesarean section, an immediate intervention was undertaken by a team of 50 specialists to reintegrate the heart and reconstruct the chest space using artificial membranes. Vanellope's survival makes her the first documented successful case in the UK, symbolizing a triumph of neonatal medicine. She had to live in ultra-sterile environments during her first months to avoid any fatal infection of her still exposed heart muscle. Today,
she wears a rigid protective vest, specially designed by engineers to protect her vital organs while waiting for her ribcage to consolidate naturally. An unprecedented technological feat that continues to amaze pediatric cardiologists worldwide. Number 4. Della Della, a 9-year-old girl from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, has a physical disability characterized by thick and extensible muscles in the neck, a condition that earned her the cruel nickname, the Bat Girl, in her local community. This stigmatization had a significant impact on her education, forcing her to temporarily leave school because of incessant mockery and ancestral prejudices. In addition to this, Della encountered health complications, notably painful bodily swelling that hindered her daily movements. Despite the ostracism, she is recognized as a brilliant student determined to pass her exams to become an example of success. International charitable organizations are currently working to offer her a secure medical platform, hoping to provide her with specialized treatments that would reduce the muscular hypertrophy of her neck. Her story highlights the absolute necessity of fighting cultural prejudices related to visible disabilities, so that every child can access knowledge and a dignified life without fearing the judgment of others. Number 3. José Antonio Serrano. José Antonio Serrano, a 10-year-old Mexican boy, lived with a massive lymphatic venous hemangioma on his neck and shoulder, a tumor weighing almost as much as his own head. The growth of this mass seriously compromised his vital functions, preventing him from breathing normally and causing repeated skin infections. His fate changed after being taken in by missionaries, allowing for a high-risk 12-hour surgery in New Mexico, involving 25 surgeons and anesthesiologists. Before the operation, the unusual use of vasodilator drugs allowed the blood vessels to be shrunk, optimizing the safety of the massive excision, which could have been fatal. This experimental treatment allowed doctors to limit bleeding during the extremely delicate surgical act. Today, he can finally run and play like his classmates, freed from the physical and psychological weight that had oppressed him since birth, proving that international solidarity combined with medical innovation can radically transform an existence condemned to suffering. Number 2. Katie Renfro. Katie Renfro from Florida suffers from a condition whose exact nature remains a total medical mystery. Initially diagnosed as megalencephaly, affecting the development of her face and skull. Despite exhaustive genetic tests conducted by the world's best research centers, specialists have been unable to classify her condition into any established category, suggesting she may be the only one in the world. Her journey has required more than 60 complex surgeries, including early brain surgery and various facial procedures to facilitate basic functions such as eating. Katie has 7 brothers and sisters who support her with infinite tenderness, helping her communicate daily. Her quiet strength continues to intrigue researchers, as her DNA could hold fundamental secrets about the still unexplained mechanisms of bone growth. She is living proof that science is still an ongoing adventure, full of unique cases that defy current medical textbooks and demand a personalized approach to health. Number 1. Charlotte Garside. Charlotte Garside, nicknamed the smallest girl in the world, was born with an extremely rare form of primordial dwarfism. At birth, her weight was comparable to that of a loaf of bread, about 900 grams, and she was so small that she could fit in her father's pocket. Despite marked physical fragility and a delicate immune system that requires constant monitoring to avoid infections, Charlotte developed an assertive personality full of spirit. Charlotte has become an icon of perseverance, reminding society that every life, regardless of physical stature, possesses a unique intrinsic value. She often wears doll clothes adapted to her size, but her mental energy surpasses that of many children her age. Her courage in facing the school world, with her sparkling eyes and insatiable curiosity, inspires millions of people across the globe. She shows that true human greatness is not measured in centimeters, but in the heroic ability to sow joy despite the most extreme physical constraints. Number 11. Moment of unforeseen cases. Wu Xiaoyan, originally from Jiangxi province in China, was confronted from the age of 9 with fibrous dysplasia of the maxillofacial region, a rare bone disorder where normal bone tissue is replaced by abnormal fibrous tissue, leading to progressive and invasive deformation. This progressive condition caused compression of her optic nerve, leading to vision problems and respiratory difficulties due to the expansion of the mass on her face.